Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video, I'm talking about a sun opposite to Mars in Synastry. So, if you have your sun opposite to someone's Mars in Synastry or vice versa, so this aspect is pretty powerfully felt, at least in my experience, in a very physical, even sexual way. It's a pretty strong attraction, but it's also an equally strong ego battle at times. And now, some signs can handle this opposition better than others. I think in fixed signs, there's maybe the most kind of ego battle because nobody wants to budge, and there's kind of like two bosses when we have Sun Mars in opposition. But even with that being said, this is a very powerful combination. It definitely activates in both people a drive to succeed, a drive to get together sexually, if it's that kind of relationship, and a drive to go forward in life and do things and be active and be physical and go work out and conquer the world. Even it can really bring out in people a real let's go and get it. Like it's a very extroverted or outwardly felt conjunction. The sun and Mars are not like our internal self, like our emotions or, our heart, like Venus or Moon. So this opposition tends to be very much about like outward action. And the thing with the opposition aspect is it almost like is even more active than the conjunction. Like it's such an exhilarating aspect. Don't get me wrong, the conjunction is also very strongly felt, but the opposition is like a close second. I mean the square is also very powerfully felt too, but yeah, this opposition really gets people going and it can be very motivating. So you can look back on your relationships with people when you've had this synastry aspect and think about like what you accomplished because of that relationship, and it could have been actually to spite that person. Like sometimes like when we do get in a little bit of an ego battle, it's like maybe we get in this relationship, it doesn't work out, and then to spite them we go and succeed in every area of our life or get really physically fit, or it's there's a certain element of like conquering the world with this opposition. So the sun person feels like the Mars person is a kind of direct, aggressive, maybe even like masculine or manly. And they do really feel physically like attracted to them, and that goes both ways. But where the issue is that they feel like at times the Mars person doesn't let them be themselves, or like it's like they're battling for that like spot in the limelight a little bit with this opposition. Like, and the sun is where we want to shine. It's like our light, our confidence. And the Mars person, while they definitely have qualities that we really like and that we actually really see that we could benefit from, um, the Mars person can definitely be more direct or more masculine or kind of like a threat depending on how strong we are in our own sun. We can definitely see the Mars person as kind of direct or even unfeeling at times. They could be the one that's kind of like the asshole, or like the one hurting the other. I mean, it can go both ways, but like usually the Mars person is kind of seen as like a more Mars type, right? Like Aryan individual, like blunt, tactless, kind of aggressive, sexual person. And the sun can like all of that, but at the same time feel like they're not getting their share of the spotlight. Yeah, like I said, like they also can feel like that the Mars person is maybe challenging them a bit too much. Like the sun is like Mars is a more direct outward physical expression. The sun is a more the sun is physical too, but the sun is more of like a long-term goal. And so the sun person can feel like the Mars person is kind of impulsively wrecking their goal in life, or maybe the Mars person doesn't really understand their goal, like they don't understand their expression. They think it's egotistical. The Mars person thinks the sun person is too egotistical, vain, or yeah, they could definitely see them as kind of like narcissistic, which is funny because they're both kind of narcissistic in this aspect. It's like it's a very selfish aspect to have in Synastry, where like two egos come out and they want what they want, and you can see a lack of like tenderness with this aspect. Like, and I actually think I talked about this in my Sun Square Mars video. I think I called it like two masculines, and that's kind of the same thing here. But the thing with this one is like sometimes it can switch as far as the opposition. It's not always like constant tension. Sometimes we're really, really good. Sometimes we're like the perfect power couple, and we're like on fire in our life, and we're just like passionate, and it's the most like we've ever felt seen in our life. We've never felt this alive. We've never felt so attractive. We've never felt so powerful. And so we can be like that. And the other half of the time, we're fighting and we're like, this is the most difficult person that I've ever known. Like, this will never work. So the opposition has that quality of like push pull. Like half the time we're just great, it's exhilarating, it's awesome, and the other half we're fighting. And now if there's other aspects to either Sun and Mars, like some nice trines or sextiles to other planets, this doesn't have to be so dramatic, but it definitely brings out a very strongly like egotistical vibe in both people. And yeah, it can show like a lack of like tender loving care, because we also kind of seek the relationship out for selfish reasons, and we might not be aware of that, but it definitely can manifest as that they're kind of both using each other in certain ways, like as a motivating force for sexual release or conquest, for their ego, to be seen as someone better than they are. Like so there could be some weird dynamics going on where we're kind of selfishly seeking this relationship. And the attraction though, and the motivating energy that this provides, like it definitely can be appealing to some people. Mars types, Aries, Venus or Mars, like can like this energy because it is very active, it is very spontaneous, it's very exciting to have, and it's very attractive. The Sun and Mars in opposition is like you've met your match, and they're gonna push you, they're gonna push your buttons, they're gonna get you going, they're gonna get you motivated in life, achieving goals, and physically active, and fighting a bit, argumentative, pissing each other off, and then getting over it. And yeah, it's actually a very authentic aspect where it really does bring out authenticity in both people, and it's a very spontaneous, primal reaction to each other. So we can get close really fast, we can get physical really fast, and it does really have a gift of, yeah, this authentic, spontaneous, primal expression. So there's many benefits. And the difficulties I've mentioned, where, yeah, two egos are very much highly involved, but you have to look at the whole like chart, and like you have to look at the signs too, because like this taking place in Virgo or Pisces, right, this opposition, those are like more humble signs, right? They're gonna let each other take the lead at times, probably. And it could maybe work out better with certain signs than others, right? When, like I said, with fixed signs, we can get a little bit more headbutting going on, but it's still very fun, and there's still a lot of positive energy in this aspect if you could just get past the ego battles, get past the annoyance and the flaming, passionate feelings that get brought up, yeah, it can be a really exciting aspect, really, yeah, really motivating aspect to have in your synastry with someone. Yeah, I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. If you had it in synastry, what was it like? Let me know in the comments. And thank you for your requests, you guys. Keep those requests coming, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.